I hope I don't look too tired because life with a 3-week-old baby is not that easy, but yeah, let's do it anyway. So, if you don't live in a cave and have spent some time on the internet in the past few years, chances are that you have heard people say that Sony cameras are boring, they lack personality, they have no character or no soul. This sentiment also gained traction alongside the rise in popularity of smaller, prettier, and sometimes cheaper cameras that are labeled as everyday or fun cameras. I have been using mostly Sony cameras for the past few years, and with that much experience with them, I must say that I really don't agree with the idea that they are boring or uninspiring. For me, their extreme reliability, their countless useful and powerful features, and how customizable they are make me enjoy using them and having fun doing photography. I'm not always messing with my camera, missing shots and getting frustrated by things that do not work the way they are supposed to. Instead, it lets all the space to creativity and enjoying the moment. I picked a catchy title for this video and I thought it paired well with my small Sony a7C II, which has been my most used camera over the past 12 months, but my goal with this video isn't to convince you that this is the camera you should get. Today I want to share why I prefer tool-like cameras, those designed for functionality, like the flagship models from Sony, Canon or Nikon. Actually, last week I used mostly my Sony a7 IV for a client shoot and I still absolutely love this camera. It is a very powerful one still in 2025 and for years to come, but for personal work and shoots that I document on YouTube, I prefer the compact size of the a7C II. I would say that the main reason I love my Sony cameras and have fun using them is that they don't come into my way and let me appreciate photography for what it is. I enjoy the journey leading to it, walking, exploring a place and hunting for potential shots, then the challenge of composition, refining my framing and finally take the shot. After that I also enjoy the second part of the photography process, which consists of putting the photos on my computer, editing them and sharing them with the world, and finally archiving them. So you may have noticed that at no time I mentioned that I love moving dials, taking time to adjust my focus or listening to the special sound of the shutter. I get no satisfaction from figuring out my camera and admiring how it looks or how it complements my outfit. So the least I have to think about my camera, for example manually reset all the settings after switching back from another mode, the less I have to operate the camera before and after a shot, the more fun I have. So considering my way of enjoying photography, which comes down to the exploration, finding composition and sharpening my vision, a powerful, simple looking black box Sony camera is what I choose to have the most fun. I used to own the Fujifilm X-E4, which is a decent camera, but some things in the Fujifilm operating system did not make sense at all and it was quite frustrating. I remember when I locked focus or exposure, took a shot and then wanting to switch mode to video, for example, to capture a clip, the camera would completely disable the drive mode button, preventing me from changing mode. And I had first to unlock focus or exposure manually before being able to change mode. It's a small thing, but when you shoot a lot of photos and also do video at the same time, it can happen 10 to 20 times during a session and it really pulls you out of the moment, and not to mention that you could also miss crucial moments because you are stuck between two modes. I really like the result I get with my Fuji, there's no issues with that, but what I value most is having a good time taking photos, and when a camera comes in the way, it really doesn't help. The next thing I want to talk about is how reliable my Sony cameras are, but before that, let me introduce today's video sponsor, Epidemic Sound, who has reliably provided me with quality music over the years without a single hiccups like copyright claim or not being able to post a video on time. Epidemic Sound is the platform I decided to use from the start of my YouTube career, so I'm quite excited to be partnering with them. Music always plays an important part in my videos, and recently I've been enjoying some quiet classical music, but they have thousands of tracks across every genre you can imagine, making it super easy to find the perfect vibe for your project. Usually I like keeping the same vibe throughout the whole video, but obviously I don't want to be playing the same song on repeat, so with Epidemic Sound I can very easily find similar songs to the one I first selected using the Find Similar feature. Maintaining the same vibe while having a bit of variation in your soundtrack cannot be simpler. I love music, but I don't have a deep knowledge about music genres or instruments, so another feature I like is that I can paste a link to a song I like and Epidemic Sound will find matching tracks for me. Their library not only contains more than 50,000 songs, but also more than 200,000 Hollywood-grade sound effects to give that extra thing and bring life to your videos. When the audio coming from my video track is not good, I can look for some very good background sound like a bustling street, a gentle breeze at the ocean, or the relaxing ambience of a forest. You can start your free trial today, and with my code Adrian you'll get 50% off the first 2 months after the trial, so check out that first link in the description. And now let's get back to talking about why I love how reliable my Sony cameras are. So for me, when it comes to photo and video equipment, reliability is something I value a lot. When you rely on your camera to capture fleeting moments, reliability is not just a bonus, it's essential, and I found that in my personal experience, more functional cameras are the ones who deliver on this. I guess it's not a big surprise, but I love the autofocus performance with my Sony cameras. It's fast, it's consistent, it's precise, it works well in more fast-paced environment like street photography, and obviously it also works perfectly into more quiet, contemplative scenes. The focus locks with confidence and rarely hesitates. It's only in situations where you have very low amount of contrast that it might hesitate a little bit, but it's very rare. Battery life is another major strength. These cameras just keep going. Even on long shooting days, I rarely worry about power. Usually I still bring a spare with me just in case, or a mobile battery, so when I take a break, have lunch or something, I can top up the battery, but with a full charge, I know that I'm good for a big chunk of the day. There's also the overall stability of the system, almost no crashes, no unexplained freezes, no frustrating moments where the camera just refuses to work. It may have happened once in 6 months, a camera freeze requiring me to pop out the battery, but in all my time using Sony cameras, I've never had one let me down in a critical moment. When I turn them on, they are ready to go. That reliability gives me confidence. I know I can walk into any situation and that my camera will perform. It's a feeling that's hard to quantify, but it is very important when you depend on your gear to take photos. And now, to better illustrate my point, let's talk about cars. There are car enthusiasts who love everything about what a car is, how it works, how it's made, the engineering, the design. It's not uncommon for them to spend equal, if not more time, modifying their cars, making them look good, and learning about how many horsepowers or cylinders they pack in them. On the other side, there are people who just love driving. For them, cars are about the experience, where they take them, and what they allow them to do. And I think that both with cars and cameras, I fall into this second category. I love driving, focusing only on that for hours on end. I also love the experience it creates for me, bringing me to interesting places to visit, events to attend, or restaurants to try. So yes, I love driving and I love cars for that, but I couldn't care less about the internals, about the top speed or how fast it goes to 100 km per hour. I also have almost zero interest in how they look and what brand it is. The only thing I want is a car to tick some boxes, like being able to put music on, having a cruise control, and having my seat adjusted to a comfortable position, and I'm good to go. I want the least amount of distraction coming from the car to focus on the road, focus on the experience, and enjoy where it brings me. And it is the same with cameras. Having one that works reliably, that has good ergonomics, and that has the features I need is everything I'm looking for. So before closing this, I wanted to clarify that this is about my personal experience and my personal preferences. I know that not everyone will agree with me and that some people generally prefer some prettier, some quirkier or older cameras, and I totally respect that. But if you're not sure about what camera to choose and you resonate with my way of approaching photography, I just hope that this video helps you to make a more informed decision, whether you're looking for a new or a next camera or even considering switching systems. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.